Hi, I'm Alex Fisher. My dad was awarded the Charles Taylor Award not long ago, an award bestowed upon an aircraft mechanic for having 50 years in aviation maintenance. Since then, many people have asked for the recording of the speech I made, but unfortunately the ceremony was not recorded. Today marks the first day of his retirement, so what follows is a reenactment of the speech I made that day. Before I get started, my dad asked me to take plenty of pictures, so. Not many sons get such a privilege as this, to witness their father receiving a distinguished award such as the Charles Taylor Award. I had a unique perspective on his career. I grew up in the aftermath of Eastern Airlines, and my earliest memories were that my dad worked for USAir. I had a USAir shirt, a USAir watch that was in the shape of an airplane, and when they had a bring your kid to work day, I was able to go and sit in the cockpit and get my picture taken. That was cool. He was always excited to share his love of aviation with me. But he was Dad. We lived in Atlanta, and he worked anywhere but. Many of his colleagues in this room were with him in Greensboro, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Pittsburgh, and experienced their own hardships on family as well. For me, Dad was always home for the weekends and gone during the week. He was always at my soccer games though. He'd take me to high school football games where we enjoyed his homemade hot chocolate, back when you can actually take your own food and drink into the games. We moved to Charlotte so that the whole family could be in one place, and then 9/11 happened. Now he was commuting again. But he never missed a baseball game, a band competition, or even a concert. I was always grateful for that. It wasn't until I went through a career change into this industry that the sheer amount of hard work and effort that went into making that happen became clear. I've worked swaps, overtime, road trips, and have felt worn out while being much younger than he was while being my dad during those times. When I went through a career change, my dad, who was always supportive of my career, became just as supportive in my career change. To show his support while I was in A&P school, he stole my dog. But to actually support me, he'd keep up with what I was learning and send me pictures of real-life examples from planes here in the hangar. We walked around a static display of an A-10 Warthog down in Myrtle Beach, and he started quizzing me on the safety wire and things that one could see on it. We'd watch planes landing from the overlook, and there was more quizzing. Eventually, I came to work at American Airlines. Still being a proud father, he stayed voluntarily a couple of hours each night to help teach me. I had the great pleasure of working, learning, and troubleshooting each night with my dad. And that started my tenure here. He took pictures of me doing everything. Replacing a component, performing a test, walking on the fuselage for an antenna change, even signing my first logbook. I was like, dude, I'm signing a piece of paper. Click. But later, I had the unique experience of going on a road trip to Indianapolis with my dad. There we worked together and fixed a plane together. And that brings us to now. Growing up, he taught me how to be an honorable man with a hard work ethic. I learned an incredible amount from him in aviation as well. And many people in his generation would spend their careers not only in a single industry, but at a single company. Everyone here knows that the aviation industry has been a significantly more difficult place for that to happen. Yet with bankruptcies, mergers, terrorist attacks, and now pandemics, throughout all of the challenges, he has worked in aviation maintenance for 50 years. Charles Taylor was the mechanic for the Wright brothers. He once said, "I always wanted to learn to fly, but I never did." The Wrights refused to teach me and tried to discourage the idea. They said they needed me in the shop and to service their machines. We've been lucky to have Danny Fisher servicing the machines that we fly on. The public has flown on safer aircraft for the last 50 years because Danny Fisher's name was in the logbook.